my U-Haul today, and I'm going to pack it all up, and then I start my drive tomorrow. So it's going to be a chaotic several days. I'm heading to the gym for my final time before leaving, so it's very bittersweet, but I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna grab some breakfast, I'm gonna get my U-Haul, and then I'm gonna start packing. We'll see how it goes. Forgot to video my workout. I was just focused. I'm going to pick up my trailer right now. It is pouring rain, which I knew it was going to be raining, but it's pretty bad right now. So we will see how that works out with packing up the trailer, but it is going to be an interesting day, that's for sure. I don't have my trailer because I went to pick it up and tried to hook it up to my car and the lights didn't work. So we tested my wires. The lights, or the wires that attached to my car and my hitch, were the thing that was the issue. So the place still let me take the trailer with no lights. I don't know what they were thinking, but whatever. They said, take this, drive like 10 minutes down the road to this other U-Haul place. They should be able to help you and go from there. I said, okay. So I drive very carefully, hydroplaned just a teensy in the rain, got there, go in, tell the manager the situation, and she was like, they let you leave with that? That is incredibly unsafe. And I was like, listen, I'm just the customer and I'm doing what I'm told, and that's what they told me to do, so I did it. And she said, well, we can't let you leave with the trailer, and our person who does this stuff is not available today, so we can't help you. And even if he was, we don't have the part because my car is a 2015 and they didn't have the specific part that it needs. And there's one other place in town, oh my god, and it's pouring rain, I'm soaking wet right now. There's one other place in town that can help, and they have the part. So she calls them, they say, yeah, we can put it on tomorrow morning. I'm trying to pack up today and leave at like 5 a.m. tomorrow, but I was like, you know what, it's fine, I'll just start later in the day, and I'll get my friend to pick up the trailer, and I'll still be able to load it today. Cool. And they're like, well, no, because it has to be attached to your car, because that's what's on the contract in order for you to be able to leave. I said, okay, that's shitty, but it makes sense. And then they are trying to do the reservation, trying to get this stuff all sorted out. They can't. They find out. Oh, I'm so tired. They find out, oh, actually, by the way, no, we can't. The place in town can't do it. Not today, not tomorrow, whatever. So I can't go there. The only other place that has it, the closest place, is an hour and a half away. So now, I'm in my car, driving in the pouring rain, soaking wet, an hour and a half, to spend more money to get my whatever, I don't know what the wires are, to get them fixed, replaced, whatever, so that I can pick up my trailer and load everything while Cam is in the field into my little trailer, so that I can start driving tomorrow. Yay. this place had. I got there. They were super nice. They take my keys and they say it'll be like 30 to 45 minutes. Just have a seat and we'll take care of it. Okay, cool. Sit down. Like 10 minutes later, they come back out and they tell me that it was just a fuse that needed to be replaced. So I did not need to drive all the way there. I didn't need to drive all the way there. And he was telling me, so I had expected the wiring harness and install and all that stuff to be around $300, unfortunately. But then he's saying something about giving me money off the trailer, but also $150. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, so instead of $300, I need to pay $150 for this fuse and whatever, the install. And so I go to pull out my card, and he's like, no, I'm refunding you. You don't need to do that. So he gave me money off of the trailer. So now, like, nearly half. He gave me almost half off this trailer, which is awesome. Didn't charge me for the fuse, didn't charge me for the replacement. Got the trailer all hooked up to my car, made sure it was all good, and was like, you are free to go. Best of luck. Be safe in your travels. So, as much as it is an inconvenience to have driven 3 hours out of my way, it did work out. I have my trailer hooked up. I have functioning lights. I have good wires. And I'm going to get back and still have time to pack everything up. Even though it'll be a few hours later than I had wanted, I'll still have time to do everything I need to do. And then finally get on the road tomorrow morning. I had fully intended to kind of vlog everything, work out along my trip, and whatever, to have a fun time with it. However, my moving day was, or I guess my packing day, was an absolute nightmare. I intended on being done packing everything up, from like loading everything into my U-Haul by probably at the latest like 1 or 2 p.m. Got an early start to the day, went to the gym, and then I didn't end up finished with packing until almost like 9 p.m. So it was a long day. And then I'm on my way home from loading up my stuff, and I lock myself out of my car. Try to decide if I needed to take my trailer off and then move my car, or if I was just gonna leave my car attached to my trailer. Whenever I was going back and forth with that, and then literally have my door closed for maybe 30 seconds, go to open it, locked. So I'm standing outside my car, looking in the window, absolutely soaked to the bone, pouring rain, trying to figure out if there's a way into my car. Of course there's not. I do a lap, realize that I have no way in. My phone, my keys, like my apartment keys and my car keys were locked in there. So I start walking to my leasing office to ask them to let me into my apartment at least, and see if they can call a locksmith or something to let me in. But fortunately, my friend Amanda was coming over to help me move some stuff, and I ran into her on the walk over there. We go back to my apartment. I was able to call Cam from her phone and my leasing office. So we got into my apartment. She helped me move a few things. Got a hold of Cam. He was in the field. His
My spare key was in his car, so it was going to be several hours until he was back. But in that time, I moved everything down from my 3rd floor apartment to my U-Haul. Got it mostly loaded up. Cam got home, helped me finish loading the last bit. And then it was like 8 p.m. It was a very long day. And then we started driving the next morning, and I was strong. I was good through locking my keys out of my car. Honestly, I was still in pretty good like spirits after that, but once I had to move all of my stuff and pack everything up and was like trying to beat the sunset, that's where I crumbled. So didn't end up videoing any of the rest of my drive, just completely checked out. And then got here. We drove 3 days. My sister drove with me. So we had one 8-hour day, one like 12-hour day, and then like 4 to 5. So it wasn't all that bad, but it was a very, very dramatic experience. Fortunately, the drive itself was actually pretty good. No real major issues on the way here. However, when I arrived, the very first day, my sister and I went out to get some stuff from my apartment, and we came back, and Mr. Fig was acting really strange. He was clearly very sick. He was throwing up and just wouldn't really get up, didn't want to eat or drink any water. So we waited overnight, pretty much didn't sleep all night, just was checking to make sure he was still breathing, which he was, and then took him to the vet in the morning, got him some medicines and some fluids to hydrate him, and decided to give him another 24 hours to see if he would feel better. The alternative was that he had an obstruction in his digestive system and was going to need surgery, or he had ingested some poison. Fortunately, after another very stressful 24 hours, he bounced back. He started acting more normal, started eating some food and drinking some water, and he is okay. We suspect that he may have eaten a bug that was killed by pesticides or something like that. So he had like mild poisoning, and it worked out of his system after getting some more food and water into him. But that was just really the cap to probably the most dramatic move I have had thus far. So after we got him all taken care of, got moved in, my family came down for Thanksgiving. We enjoyed a nice holiday, and that pretty much summed up the the dramatic part of my moving journey. So if you're interested to see how I'm settling in and my new home here in Arizona, come back for part 2. That'll be out soon. And thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe this video. Oh my gosh, like this video and subscribe if you want more content. This is not usually the type of content I make. It's usually more fitness related, but this was a big change in my life. So it impacted my normal routines and my fitness pretty dramatically. So come back for part 2 if you want to see how I'm adapting and getting back into a normal routine. So thanks for watching.
Money, drove an old car. I found out that the entire Gawker family was living incredibly extravagantly off of the institute.
He actually has really good balance.
IBLP is modeling the exact opposite of everything that